What it do, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm so excited to sit down here with you guys and to do my next video in my must-have Miss Gags series. This is my series I created inspired by Samantha March's Will I Buy It series. I always have her series and the community playlist linked down below, as well as all the Instagram pages that I follow to get all of this makeup knowledge. And lastly, but certainly not least, I always have all the items listed and linked down below. If you follow a link that has asterisk behind it, I very much appreciate it. That is an affiliated link, and that gives me a little something just for introducing you to the product, sitting here, taking my time to talk to you guys about makeup, all of that jazz. But otherwise, no big deal at all. I'm just happy that you sat here and are hopefully going to watch through the end of this most likely long video. Now, as I started to do towards the end of 2023, I, as you can see, have a bare face, only skincare is on. And so I am going to go ahead and apply my makeup as we talk about the new makeup releases. I really enjoyed these types of videos. You guys enjoyed this type of video, and we'll continue to do it until, one and or both of us kind of change our opinion on this type of new makeup releases. I can always go back to the more traditional version or jazz it up just a tinge bit again. I thought I was prepared. This is the first time I sat down to film all 2024, and I've not wet my sponge. So I need to go do that. And then I think I truly am prepared and we can move forward, because there's a lot of makeup that I have not talked about since the end of 2023. And then of course, 2024, they're really going in with a bang. Okay, so I'm going to do my best not to talk too much on one topic, because there's so many products now that I scrolled that I tend to talk about. So we're going to try not to talk too much. Sonia G has come out with a new product for her brand, and this looks to be like a brush holder and maybe a new collection of brushes. I know that it says that this was holiday exclusive, so I'm unaware if, during the holidays this sold out or not. Generally, Sonia G's brushes do sell out, so congratulations to her. The brushes look fantastic. I was just in the thick of trying to graduate, trying to figure out my potential next steps, all of that. So that was not something, unfortunately, that I picked up, but it looks great. And I know if you picked it up, you got some great quality products there. Physicians Formula has come out with a whole collection surrounding cream and liquid bronzers. I heard in the grapevine that their bronzers went TikTok viral last year. And so the concept of them creating more products surrounding that makes sense. You got that brand recognition right now between bronzers and the brand. And so to kind of capitalize on that, I completely understand. Any of this interesting to me? No. I've tried Physicians Formula in the past when I felt like there were not really any cream bronzers available to me that really worked, and they had one of the more affordable ranges that actually somewhat was deep. That said, I decluttered that bronzer for a reason, so I'm going to skip on this. I think the packaging actually looks quite nice on some of them. The ones that look a little wavy, it looks like that might actually be, it says, it's a lip balm. That's why it looks nice. I actually think that looks nice. The color is not so much preferred for me. Then it looks like they have maybe two cream bronzer pans. That is the preferred formula for me, unless it's in a stick. They have some Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Wand dupe type products, not for me personally, and some other ones. Just none of these products really hit the nail on the head for me, and I'm trying to be super particular this year on what I'm bringing in, and just more conscious and more aware of what I'm bringing in, because there have been times where I bought things and I'm like, why did you buy this? This does not hit all of the requirements that you have, even though you may enjoy the brand. This product just may not be the best product for you from said brand. Then we have Lancôme, and they've come out with a Idle Tint extended range. And so this one looks to be an eye blusher, so a liquid eyeshadow, not something that I get any use out of at all. I have a handful of the products that I work with. I tend to get use out of this type of product, but more so in a matte formulation. These are all look to be shimmery. Maybe if I see these on a YouTuber that I follow and I think they would be something that I could get use out of in more of a one shadow eye look type situation, then maybe. But as you guys know, I introduced it last year, so I will have it linked down below and in the cards if I can remember. I am limiting the quantity of money. Wait, what? I'm limiting the amount of money that I am allowed to spend in 2024 on beauty products. And so that is really going to take an interesting development as we get into some of these more seasons that I just tend to purchase more, specifically fall, which will be at the end of the season at that point for me, or the end of the year at that point. So it'll be hopefully to the point where I am so used to the kind of limit that I have set myself that it won't be such a big deal, but it will be very interesting. Very, very interesting. And if you're wondering any of the makeup that I'm actually applying, that will all be listed and linked down below. And I'll also try to link down below my nail set. I got these for, I think she bought these for me for my birthday. So thank you, Jordan. And yeah, these are will be linked down below if I can find them. I'll try to ask her to send me the link, or maybe I'll try to look by the SKU number. Anyways, Stila, let me scoot over. I forgot to scoot over. Stila has come out with a blush and bronzer Hydro Blur Cheek Duo product, and quite a lot of people I've seen so far have talked about these products. And what I like about them is that Stila is doing something different for them. Stila, I felt like at one point really was holding on, clutching on to their eyeshadows, their shimmery eyeshadows, Stila glitter and glows. Their glitter and glows, they are really holding on to that as their bread and butter. They really weren't coming out with anything new. And then they realized, okay, people have moved on from those, or people are making better and more affordable versions of what we've already kind of created or introduced to the beauty community. And so they kind of fell off, and now they're at least coming out with something that is halfway interesting. As other people have brought up, I definitely would have preferred had they had the individual bronzer side and the blush side as kind of inserts, and you just bought like the middle piece and two inserts that you preferred. Because for me, I'm thinking that I would need to be either the third from the deepest or the second to the deepest. And I actually do somewhat like the blushes for both of those colors, but also, you know, I would rather just like to choose my preferred method. And you never know, people may not want or like this cream bronzer formulation, but they may love the cream blush formulation. And so not allowing people to kind of customize things in 2024, it truly just doesn't make any sense for me. So yeah, I like this. I like to see the direction, hopefully, that Stila is going in. But then at the end of the day, it's just not perfect for me. And if it's not perfect for me, it's just not making it into my collection because the budget is real slim. It's real slim. Then we have Pat McGrath. So Pat McGrath has come out with quite a few things in the last couple of weeks since I've done a video like actually talking about new makeup releases. So this is the first thing that I have pinned for her, and these are like her single eyeshadows. These are, she calls them the artist pigments, and they have a metallic finish, 6 different singles. Now what I want you guys to do, if you are interested in these, is make sure to go to a YouTuber that has a lot of Pat McGrath and buys a lot of Pat McGrath, because love it or not, she tends to release a lot of products again. And so what you may find yourself doing if you are a Pat McGrath stan is buying the same product over again. I will have hopefully the swatch photo up on screen so you guys can see the shades and see them swatched on the variety of different skin tones. I think that these look beautiful, and I definitely understand those who are interested in them. I have a handful of these types of products, and I actually didn't end up decluttering them, at least not on camera with you guys, just because Swagmas got really condensed at one point, and you know, I was still able to get a lot of good content, and I was still happy with the content that I got out, but there was so much more that I would have wished to get out. But you know, that's same thing, different day, you know. That's always how I feel. So much content I want to get out, and just, you know, sometimes other things get in the way. Anyways, though, this is not a type of product that I personally get a lot of use out of, so I'm not going to bring any of these in, but they look absolutely beautiful, and I will definitely be watching the videos of those who do bring them in, either because they actually get use out of them, or because, you know, this is their job. They get paid to do this. So definitely interested to see those. As I told you guys at the end of 2023, e.l.f. has made it a thing where they dupe everything and anything that they can figure out how to dupe. And so now they're coming out with these clout lip plumping pins. These look exactly like the Tarte Maracuja lip oil pin type situation. I understand, once again, as I said in that video, why e.l.f. does it. Not everybody can afford Tarte's prices or whatever the brand is that they're duping at the time. That said, it gets to be a bit much when a majority of their releases are just dupes. Like, for me, that is just not a preferred marketing scheme that I like to, you know, enjoy and support, if you will. So, you know, there's that. I do wish to say that these have some really beautiful colors. They have a really nice kind of mid-tone brown. The one, I will circle it on the screen for you guys. That one, if you are somebody like me and you love a brown and you like my brown combinations, that would be the brown that I would recommend to you from this collection. That brown looks fantastic, and I'm sure with the perfect lip liner, you guys know my preferred lip liners at this point, I'm sure that that would pop off on your skin, especially if you're somebody near my skin tone. And my previous recommendations, or just, you know, the shades that I've worn have worked for you, definitely I want to recommend that one. e.l.f. is also coming out with some camo liquid blushes. I'm not a huge fan of liquid blushes, so already off bat, this is just not a product for me, but let's look at it. I do like the variety of colors. They have a nice like maroon color, a nice bright kind of poppy color, and then two neutrals, although one of the darker neutrals looks more, well, it says that it's a mauve. It doesn't look like a mauve, at least not to me in the packaging. I think that all of those look fine. Once again, though, like I said, I am not a liquid blush person, so this is going to be a pass ultimately for me, but I definitely understand who it's for. And once again, you know, I think that, like, out of everything so far that I've talked about when it comes to e.l.f., this is definitely more original, and it sticks with a line that they've created and that they have some popularity and, once again, a name recognition with. Keeping it going, Burberry is coming out with some eyeshadow quads. I was under the impression, maybe they just rebrought their brand back, because I don't remember the brand being active anymore. Either way, Burberry has these three quads. One looks super neutral, one looks quite warm, and the last one looks, I would say, more cool tone. I think that this works for probably their audience and who traditionally buys from the brand. And although they look nice in the sense that they're all kind of, at least appear to be all matte, none of these look like they would be jaw-dropping and kind of innovative enough for me to personally pick them up. I have quite the collection at this point of quads that I enjoy, whether they're more neutral or otherwise, and I'm just going to continue to enjoy those. So at least for right now, this is going to be a pass. I genuinely don't see a point in my life where this is going to be a purchase, but yeah, right now it is a pass. Ulta has been coming in with quite a few new brands. They have now announced that that Sol de Janeiro is coming to the site. I also know that recently Charlotte Tilbury was announced to be coming to the site. So it'll be very interesting to see how Sephora reacts to this, because already a lot of people have not been the biggest fan of Sephora just in general, and now I feel like Sephora is just slowly losing the few brands that like made it purposeful, if you will, to go to them. So yeah, really interesting about the Charlotte Tilbury and the Sol de Janeiro. I think that both brands will fit in the brand or in the site's like listing of brands. But as I always like to kind of think in the background, I always find it interesting not only what brands these big kind of retailers bring into their collection, but also because they're bringing in a brand, that means at minimum 2 brands are leaving. Now, off the top of my head, I definitely think that Jaclyn Cosmetics is an easy brand to guess that's leaving Ulta. They've already announced, once again, I'll put that on the screen because I know I posted that or I pinned that. They've announced that they are actually closing. But what other brand do you think is actually leaving Ulta? I was looking and there were quite a few things from KVD that were in the sale section, but the whole brand wasn't on the sale section. So I haven't seen, at least not a makeup brand. But you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, Sol de Janeiro isn't makeup. Sol de Janeiro is more body care. So I should have looked in the body care section to see if there was a brand that was pretty much everything was discounted. So definitely let me know if down below if you've seen a brand and if you kind of have a hunch on what brand is leaving Ulta. I just find it very interesting and also sometimes sad because sometimes the brands that are leaving are some of my favorite brands that I enjoy going to Ulta for, because sometimes, as much as I love indie makeup, indie brands, all of that, it can be a bit much to have 10 packages coming where you're only buying one thing from each brand. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyways, I think that's very interesting. Definitely let me know down below how you feel. Inslee Rain is coming out with a new palette, and this is their Cold Moon palette. This looks extremely cool tone, which makes sense. We are in the colder months, at least here in the northern hemisphere. Northern hemisphere. And yeah, not something for me. I've seen quite a few YouTubers already showcase this product though. So if you are interested, definitely check out the videos that are already on YouTube. Next, we have Mary Mond Milk Heart. So they're coming out with a lip and cheek tint. This, I would assume, is a K-beauty esque brand. I don't know the country of origin for this particular brand. I've never even heard of this brand, to be honest. I just saw it released or showcased on one of my favorite new makeup release Instagrams, and I figured I'd showcase it. I know I'm not the only person. People live in different places. People have different preferences. This looks to be something that has a very subtle amount of pigmentation, but also not even just that. It has more of a milky type base. So like a white base with a splash of these respective colors. So if that's your aesthetic, if that's your vibes, check it out. I will try to find it and link down below for you all. It looks like Juvia's Place is coming out with some new eyeshadow metallic single like liquid products, and this is going to be matching their Culture 2 palette. And I think that Juvia's Place is a brand that at one point I felt really was at the forefront of the makeup industry, specifically the indie makeup industry. I loved their aesthetic. I love their color schemes, all of that. And although, no, I'm not, once again, the only person, my aesthetic is not the only thing. I just think that their control over the indie sphere has definitely weakened, mainly because I think they've just gone to a different direction. It's just not a direction that I'm looking to kind of invest my money in. These liquid eyeshadows are super old. Like, this is super old, super late. I definitely think they should have came out with this at minimum like 3 years ago. So for me, this just, but there are still people who actively still use these types of products. So I'm not going to judge too hard. I just think that Juvia's Place really needs to skip a couple of years in their planning so that they can kind of get back on the ball. That way they aren't left behind like some other brands that have just truly been left behind. I feel like we just talked about Marc Jacobs coming out with a new collection of scents, and they do tend to, I feel, have at least 2 ranges during the like spring summer period of releases, but this seems a bit close. Anyways, this is the Daisy Wild collection. It seems like we've only showcased us one, and this one has floral fruity fragrance. It is captured in this bottle, blah blah blah. The notes are wildflower, jasmine, vetiver, and banana blossom. I already have a banana scent. I absolutely love it. It is from a niche brand, and that's why I love it. I love supporting small brands, whether it's perfume, makeup, anything. I really do enjoy it. So I don't need another banana scent, although I do know that Bath and Body Works just came out with a banana scent, and a lot of people have been loving it, and I think I might pick up a lotion or 2 to go with that banana scent, because the lotion that I have, it just doesn't hit it. Or is that not it? No. I'm sorry. I'm mixing up my scents. Bath and Body Works just came out with a cherry scent that everybody is loving, saying it's very similar to Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. And I actually got rid of my cherry lotion. I didn't like the formula. I didn't like the scent. I didn't like anything about it. And so I think I might pick that up. I have a stupid amount of rewards, so why not? I could get it for free and, you know, have something that I'm going to actually use and enjoy. So yeah, there is that. NARS is coming out with, once again, the same thing, different season. And this one, it has a 3, 6, 9, 12, a 12 pan eyeshadow palette that is basically neutrals, where you have half mattes, half shimmers. I'm not gonna lie, I do like the color scheme, but at the same time, once again, this is the same old thing. It's the same old thing. Now, the formula on NARS, I don't think that anybody could sit here and say that it's bad, because it's really not bad. That said, NARS has not really elevated their shimmer game. I think the shimmers are really nice, but they're nice for like a very natural look. They're nice for like going to work makeup. They're not nice for like clubbing type makeup. And that's not NARS's general aesthetic for their customers. So I completely understand where potentially the brand in their marketing is coming from. And, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it, because these products still do sell out on the brand's website. So people are still avidly shopping and supporting this brand, even though they're truly releasing the same thing. Just for me, I'm just kind of over it. Is it nice? Yes, but I could also wait until the end of the season when this goes on sale to pick it up. The lip products, I think they're fine. Nothing really that I'm interested in. And then once again, they have liquid blushes, not something that I get any use out of, so easily going to pass. Another thing that e.l.f. is coming out with in their camo range is their hydrating version of their CC cream. I definitely understand, and I think it's cool that they're doing this, because they do have a kind of more matte version of this cream, and I think that there are definitely people who like the range but just need a little bit more moisture in their particular base product. So I definitely like this product for the brand, and once again, it's not necessarily duping anybody. It's like working with what they've created, all of that jazz. So I like this for the brand. I just don't need any more foundations right now, which will be hard, because there are some foundations that I am definitely like side eyeing, because I definitely think they look nice, but I just genuinely don't need any right now. I'm good. I am good. Going, Catrice is coming out with, no, that's not Catrice. Oh my goodness, that's Inglot. Inglot is coming out with a collection for their 40th anniversary. And so this is a Your Beauty face makeup palette. They have lip stains, they have matte lipsticks, they have a whole bunch of stuff. Now, one thing I will say is that Inglot is not going to really continue with the trends. They really give great solid products for the beauty industry, and not the more consumer side of things, but more of the actual industry side of things. So people who are actual makeup artists or are working at Allure or stuff like that. Like, they have solid products, so they're not going to catch my eye in general. And yeah, so this is not something for me, but I will say, if you are either trying to get into that realm of things, or you already there, I definitely think that e.l.f. would be a nice brand to check out. They have really great formulas that I highly recommend. So it looks like Khloe Kardashian is coming out with a fragrance line. I don't care. I really, there's no amount of me that cares. So yeah, it's truly that simple for me. Paul and Joe, they have released their spring collection. This is a brand that I think has K-beauty roots, but isn't actually from an Asian country. I want to say they're based in Europe. I may be completely off on that, but just based on the retailers that I've seen them in, that's why I'm guessing that. But anyways, that's not why. Anyways, I think that the colors and the products look fine, but I've never seen something in this brand's collections that makes me think these are actually going to work on my skin tone. I can try this brand and feel somewhat confident that the products are going to work for me. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't get that feeling from the brand, which fine, but that just means I need to move forward. So I'm going to keep moving on. The lip products look fine once again, but just nothing that I feel I really have to go out and pick up. I just don't feel like I need to pick it up. So next is some stuff from Jo Malone. So Jo Malone has released, or at least revealed, their rose collection, which I feel like they tend to do a rose collection every kind of spring, summer season. And in this one, they're showcasing 3 different scents. They're showcasing rose blush, rose magnolia, and rose amber. Although at one point, Jo Malone was like a brand for me that I bought pretty much at least a scent every season. I can definitely go seasons without buying anything from them now, just because I feel at the end of the day, there's nothing intriguing. There's nothing unique. I don't find that my scent changes throughout the day. I find that it's the same scent and it doesn't last very long. So I'm going to skip on this, especially these more lighter spring scents I find are extremely light. My gingerbread is the only one thus far that I found that has even halfway decent longevity. Okay, so it looks like Tarte is coming out with another collection in their Glamazon range. And this one has a 8-pan eyeshadow palette with 2 big pans under. Maybe those are eyeshadows too, but they think that those are going to be more used. That's why they gave them a bigger pan. They also have a 5-pan mascara and then a brush. Nothing in this collection is groundbreaking to me. I don't even think I have any Tarte eyeshadow. I don't. I just recently watched, oh, this is not even the right, good gracious, this is not even the right one. I recently watched the my eyeshadow declutter and I don't remember featuring this. So yeah, Tarte has never been that brand for me, and that's perfectly fine. It's the brand for somebody and I'm happy it is for them. But yeah, I'm gonna keep moving forward. Natasha Denona has come out with a mini dream collection. So she has a 5-pan eyeshadow palette and then a mini blush like compact. For the blush compact, I'm not even playing myself. I was so sad that I could not make that trio face palette work. So I'm not going to even bother with that. As for the eyeshadow palette, I think it looks nice, but I just don't think that it's going to add any value to my personal collection. So I'm going to personally skip. That's how I'm going with it. and we're going to keep moving forward. So it looks like Youth to the People is now coming out with a body care and skincare range. No, body care range, because Youth to the People is mainly skincare. It's very interesting how brands continue to expand their collection. I understand once you have kind of really set a base and really kind of done everything in the category that you're known for, sometimes people want to pivot. I'm not going to judge that as much as I have done in the past. I don't really use Youth to the People anymore personally. No reason. I just naturally stopped using their products, and I don't think I'm going to rush to use their products in the body care now. ABH seems to be coming out with a new range of liquid lipsticks, but this time it's more of a velvety variety. It's smart. I mean, you know, you get the opacity, you get the longevity, but you get hopefully some like easier wear of use. Like, it doesn't feel as drying as even some of the best liquid lipsticks used to. Just not something that I really need to pick up. So going to go ahead and pass. It also looks like Sephora favorite sets are not being exclusive to the holidays anymore. So they have this set, and this is the Perfect Pout Lip Kit. It has a full size of the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Medium. It has a full size of the Glossier Ultra Lip. It doesn't say the shade. And then there are some mini size. Oh no, there's another full size of the Rare in Humble. That's a lot of full sizes. I will say typically with these sets, they have more neutral, leaning on pink colors. So if you're not somebody who gets a huge kick out of wearing more pinky nudes, then these may not be for you. But if you are, you can definitely get a good bang for your buck. I have two of those full sizes. So I have the Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm going to assume I have the same formula in the Glossier, and I actually do like both of those formulas. So, you know, there is that. Am I going to pick those up? No. A formula I wouldn't mind picking up, but I didn't rush for it. So I think that definitely tells me, you know, how I feel about the formula overall, are the Super Satin lipsticks from Makeup by Mario. Now, based on his interpretation on, I guess, satin when it comes to foundations, I truly think that these are going to be satin. So if you are not somebody who likes that, definitely don't play yourself. I would say it's probably going to be somewhere near like the Huda Beauty cream lipsticks. It's going to be very, very emollient and shiny. So that's not something that I mind. I definitely like that in a lip product. So I'll be interested to see if when I do pick this up, I enjoy the product. But when we look closely, I don't see a shade that I think is perfect for me. And I think that's where the hesitation for me personally in purchasing from this collection came. And so, yeah, until it becomes, there's a release for me that is perfect in that range, I am going to keep watching. I'll watch reviews and all of that, but I just don't personally need to pick anything up. It looks like ABH is coming out with a highlighter potentially for Chinese Lunar New Year. And Benefit is just coming out with a shimmery blush. Once again, unfortunately, neither of these things do I need. So there is that. Sorry to be a downer, but this is just the opinions honestly coming off cuff because I haven't had the time to sit down and really look at these releases. AF94, 94 is coming out with a new collection. Oh, this brand is also coming to Ulta. So many brands coming to Ulta. I'm very interested to see who is leaving, because I want to say this is the drugstore version of, what is it? Is it either About Face or it has to be About Face, because I know it's not Half Magic. Anyways, though, they have quite a bit of products here. Nothing here is really, really driving me and intriguing me enough to consider picking it up, at least not on initial launch. Once again, as always, if I see somebody reviewing these products and they're raving about them because they're such great quality, such great products, then maybe, but grand scheme of things, probably going to be a pass. Shall We Makeup is coming out with a Mist Witch palette, which has 3 mattes and some shimmers. I think that looks fine. Not something up my alley. It's very, very cool toned. And honestly, I'm loving the fact that all of these cool tone palettes are coming out. There's been quite the availability for people like me who prefer more warm tone eyeshadow palettes. So I'm sure all the people who prefer cool tones are just loving it right now, and it's better for my wallet. So I'm not hating it at all. It's just something that I personally do not need, so I will not be picking it up. Essence is coming out with a chili vanilla collection. This looks to be really cutesy. I'm sure it will work for the right person, just not something for me. There's some liquid eyeshadows, a highlighter stick, let's see, an eye cream, lip balms, stuff like that. Just not anything personally that I need. Colourpop is coming out with the Golden Hour palette. This is a palette that they previously had. And it looks like they just revamped it and actually added more colors, because the palette that they previously had was a 12 pan. So they added 4 more colors, maybe even, you know, more. I didn't have the first version because at the time I was not really into neutrals. And now that I'm into neutrals, although I understand, you know, the beauty behind this palette, I just don't need it. I just don't need it. I don't need it. I don't want it. So I'm not going to pick it up. I definitely think that I could have curated this for my personal interest down to like an 8 pan, which if they had dropped it down to like the 8 pan that I'm personally envisioning, which is pretty much those bottom 2 rows, I would have picked it up. And that's saying something because it's Colourpop. But because they didn't, I don't need it. I don't need it, so I'm not going to buy it. Some more stuff that I don't need, and I'm really happy that I'm in this vibe, are these contour powders from Sephora brand. Now, I definitely think that if you're somebody who is interested in contouring or you just need a new powder, I definitely would recommend the Sephora brand in general. Their brand is great. I've found some really good gems that I personally enjoy. I used their concealer again today. Pretty much if that concealer is near me, I'm reaching for it and I'm enjoying my under eyes and all the other parts that I conceal. So highly recommended on that. I just don't contour. I don't contour at all. So every time I buy a product that is too cool tone for my skin and I say I'm going to contour with it, I get very annoyed because 2-3 years later, I'm decluttering it because I never contour. So there is that on that. As for the highlighters, I definitely could see me potentially picking that up during a Sephora sale where the brand is 30% off after people have recommended it because they say that the product is good. So I want people to review it first for me and then maybe I will pick it up. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't truly need it. It would just be something nice to have from the brand as I continue to enjoy more of the brand in the long run. Lawless has come out with some new colors in their smoothing gloss range, and so one is more of a redder tone, one is like a pinkier tone. Nothing that I need. I really would love this brand to come out with a brown, just a straight up brown, not a pinky brown, not a peachy brown, a brown. That would be a favorite for me. I've tried the formula, and although I think the formula is fine, I don't think it's anything like to run around, you know, banging my head against. I do like the formula. Do not get me wrong. I went through like a sample size that I got and I did like it. I really did. But, you know, they don't have any browns and it's not the cheapest formula either. It's $26. So for that, I could definitely get something that I'm going to enjoy a whole lot more. So yeah. Okay, I'm really liking that crease action. Another product apparently that Shall We Makeup is coming out with is this what, 5 pan. I actually think this looks really, really pretty. It's a 5 pan. You got 3 shimmers, 2 mattes. The 2 mattes look nice. I would love to see a swatch of the darker shade because I can't tell if it's a blue or a black. That definitely, for me personally, would garner my opinions. If it was a black, this palette would be perfect. I would definitely be able to get my depth. I think that both mattes could easily be either, you know, singular in the crease by themselves or build on each other. But if it's a blue, that's just not for me. So I'll probably maybe try to see if I can figure that out. If I can figure it out, I'll put it on the screen for you guys. Am I going to pick it up? Not necessarily guaranteed, but I do like that product. Flower Nose is coming out with a Little Angel collection. This is another one of those brands where, once again, I just find that a lot of their products don't work on somebody of my skin tone. I do see that they have a darker skin model in this campaign, which is interesting. But you only see products on their eyelids, and honestly, without the lighting, I don't know how dark they truly are, so I can't tell if it would work for them. I'm assuming they are the darker of the 3 that are in this picture right here, and although she's beautiful and of course she is a darker skin person, she's not my skin tone or deeper. So I don't know about this brand. I really don't know. I do know that I've heard that they are available at Amazon, so if you're not somebody who wants to buy from, you know, a website that you're not familiar with, you can get their products from Amazon. So that's probably where I will link them down below. But yeah, ooh. Like I said, Gucci has come out with a plumping lip gloss, and unfortunately they have a brown. So I can't say that they don't have that to deter me, but it's Gucci, right? And it's $42 for that product. That can tell me right there that this product is not for me. That price tag alone. I think that these are probably going to be great quality. I'm sure. I haven't heard a lot of people really hating a lot of things from the Gucci range, except for the foundation. That seemed to be kind of wishy-washy on who liked it and who didn't. But otherwise, I think that their products in the grand scheme of things are enjoyed by their customer base and whoever else, you know, picks them up. That said, for me, I don't know. That's expensive. That's pretty much my whole budget for the month. And well, not my whole budget. That's like half. And I mean, I at least want to get like a couple of things for half of my budget. So I think we're gonna move past that. Keeping it going, Laura Mercier has come out with a serum concealer. I've never tried Laura Mercier base products. The only product that I have tried from, no, I'm lying. I've tried their cream bases or their cream shadows, and I've also tried a powder from them years ago. Did I try that powder? So, you know, my understanding of the brand is very, very minimal. I know that a lot of people like some of their foundation products. I just have never tried them. I haven't. That said, you know, I think this looks fine. I think the shade range, once again, looks fine. Some of the undertones look a little funky on that darker skin model. Like the neutrals look gray, at least on their arm. So I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe it's just their undertones in conjunction to the actual neutral, which is actually neutral, because a lot of brands don't give an actually neutral look. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm indifferent to this release. Let's go with that. Summer Fridays is coming out with a lip oil, and this is very, very smart of them because so many people have been hyping up their lip balms, me included. So I definitely think that this is really smart of the brand, because once again, that brand recognition between lip products and Sunday Fridays is very strong. So the amount of people I'm sure that are going to be just picking this up just to try it just because of that is probably going to be very, very high. I haven't seen much in the realm of the colors and the pricing when it comes to this, at least not since I've been halfway paying attention to makeup. But I think that it would be interesting to try. I would just prefer not to have to get the whole set. So hopefully it's not a set and I could just pick up maybe one or two when I make a Sephora order, which Who knows when that's going to be? But yeah, very, very interesting. Something that once again is interesting from Colourpop, and this is a multi-chrome cream eyeliners. So the reason that this is interesting is not because it's that, it's because Teresa is Dead put her mark of approval on it, and she has very inhospitable waterline like I do, in the fact that, and she also has very sensitive eyes. So the fact that these work for her, I'm intrigued. I personally am intrigued. Am I going to pick them up? Probably not. I have two from Khloe that are multi-chrome like this. I don't get a lot of use out of them. So it wouldn't make sense personally for me to pick another product up like this. But I'm intrigued to see more reviews, see more people talking about it, to see, you know, if this is actually something that could work for those who have difficulty getting a multi-chrome liner that's affordable, but not only that, that actually works. So very, very interested on that. Sephora did do something good while I was away, and they did bring in Prada. Now, this was not an unexpected kind of retailer for Prada. Everybody was kind of expecting it and just waiting for it to happen. And so yeah, I'm very intrigued about this. A lot of people were raving about the Prada foundation last year. Specifically, Khaki does makeup. Khaki reviews. What's Khaki's YouTube name? I don't know what her YouTube name is, but she loved the Prada foundation, and she also loved the foundation that I recommended to you guys as my favorites for 2023. So she recommended this, and I saw it on her skin. I was like, purchase. Okay. So after this recommendation went so well, and pretty much all of the other recommendations that I have taken from her have gone well, I'm fixing to potentially try to budget in the Prada foundation, because I think that we just have similar interest and preferences on certain things, and the things that when I take the time to really digest why she recommended them, that foundation, I think it's going to be a banger for me. I think it truly is. So I'm intrigued. On sale, I'll pick that up, and the lipstick may be on sale. I don't care about those two. I think the foundation is going to be the thing that I actually pull the trigger on. Now, when I pull the trigger, I don't really know. I don't know, because once again, the budget has to make sense, and you know, if I buy something early on or even midway through the month, then my budget is gone. That said, we are at January 8th, and I've not even considered buying a makeup product. So maybe by the time it gets to the 15th, you know, I don't mind spending so much more of my beauty budget on this foundation, because the rest of the month I don't plan or hope I'm not going to want to buy anything else. So we'll see how that goes. Buxom is coming out with a plumping cream blush. I think this looks fine, but at the end of the day, I don't see this working on my skin tone. The darker skin model, once again, is not of my depth. Maybe the person that is swatching is my depth, but I find that swatches don't really give you the full picture. And based on the amount of blush on the darker skin person of the three, I just don't think it's going to give me the amount of blush that I like. So I'm going to skip on this. Pat McGrath is coming out with a Lunar New Year quad, and this quad looks super basic. I mean, I think this is honestly one of her worst quads. There are a couple of quads that I'm interested in, do not get me wrong, but I didn't pull the trigger in December, which is growth for me. I didn't want to, because I knew, one, I was going to make the excuse that it was my birthday, so I was going to go in. But also, when I really looked at it, yeah, I would love to have those quads, but they're not like must-haves. You know, they're not things that I would die to have. And I have so much. I have so much. And I want to make better financial decisions. So I ended up skipping on that. And those were palettes that I actually wanted. This is not one I want. So even easier to pass on this. So Maybelline has come out with a Super Stay Lumi Matte Foundation. This looks really interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I like the concept of it being a luminous matte, which means that although it will dry down, you'll still have some form of radiance to the skin. It's something that I like the concept of. Right now it's in Asia and there's a very limited shade range of 6. So that is not appealing at all. We'll see once it comes to the US. I know there are quite a few people who love Maybelline products and actively showcase Drugstore, so I'll watch their videos and we'll see if I pick this up. But I definitely think that that could be something in the back of my head that I potentially pick up maybe late this year, if not next year. It looks like another thing that is currently only in Asia is from Lancôme, and these are the Rouge Intimate Liquid Soft Lip Creams. These look nice. The color's not so much, but the actual product. That said, the doe foot I'm a little scared of, because the doe foot looks very similar to the Valentino doe foot. There does look to have a little sponge on the backside that we're not seeing. So hopefully there really is a sponge, because absolutely not will I ever buy another thing that has a cheap plastic end. I can't handle that. But otherwise, it looks nice. Maybe if they come out with a brown or two, I will pick one up. Fenty Skin has come out with some new products. So they have come out with a Cherry Dub Blub Blah 2, which is an illuminating face mask. They've come out with a lip balm and a push put-in lip mask. I definitely think that this is interesting. I really like where the brand is going, doing more products that are staples, things that you actually need and can truly justify. I would definitely consider picking up the lip balm and seeing if that works for me, if it's something that I like or not. Yeah, I would try that. The other products, not so much. Chantecaille is coming out with a Sea Turtle collection, 2 eyeshadow palettes and 4 lip creams, or like lipsticks, but they're like a cream finish, so maybe a more shiny, balmy type situation. Regardless, the eyeshadow trios, absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's no depth, and even if there is depth, looking at the swatch on the darker skin model, absolutely not. Then when we come to the lip creams, I'm sure those are great, and I've heard nothing but great things about them, but $54, I can use my Summer Fridays. For that, I can use the Rhode Crunchy Lip Balm. Like, absolutely not. So we're gonna keep moving forward. DD Signature is talking about the fact that not only they have a new palette coming out, but a new formulation in their mattes, which is very intriguing. I have an eyeshadow palette that I'm in the midst of still reviewing right now, and I actually don't find an issue with the mattes. So I'll be very intrigued to see kind of why they decided to change the mattes, if they bring that out, but also to see the formulation in the mattes. Depending on the color scheme, I may pick it up. So far, I am enjoying the palette that I did pick up from DD Signature. Something coming from Real Techniques is this interesting kind of pastel collection where you have a whole bunch of brushes, sponges, and I think this looks really cute. You even have like the makeup bag. It looks cute. I like it. Is this something that I'm gonna run for? No, but I definitely think that Real Techniques is a really good way to start your brush collection. They have some staples that I truly enjoy and I still have in my collection. So definitely would recommend, if you are a newbie or you're trying to get really solid brushes, try Real Techniques. Even just looking at my clean brushes, these are 2 Real Techniques brushes I've had in my collection easily 5 years, and they're still going strong. So definitely recommend the brand for that. Guerlain is coming out with a wider range in their 24K Radiance primers, which I definitely think, you know, a long time coming. They should have done this a long time ago, but I'm happy to see that they're doing it, so that those, not only with different undertones, but different skin tones as well, can get a better estimation or even try these products for the first time. I really like it. Is this something that I'm going to pick up? Absolutely not. I can only assume that this is going to be obscenely expensive, but I definitely do remember the beauty gurus, you know, 2017 or so, loving these products, recommending these products, and me genuinely wishing I could try them, but I just couldn't justify the price. Now, if they come out with a mini, hands up, okay? Because I actually go through my primers, so I could definitely see me doing that. But so far, I'm going to hold off on this. So it looks like we got some Valentine's Day duos coming out from Diptyque, and this is the Bice and the Roses. I don't think I said that first name right. Bices? I don't know. Either way, they're coming out with this duo set, and these look to be like the little Vogue or the small version of their candles. I don't think this is the Big Daddy candle. I think this is fine. I've never had a Diptyque candle, but I do know they're expensive. And for that, I just can't justify it. I like to burn my candles nonstop, and I need a really good amount of wear for that expensive of a candle. Hourglass has come out with some new lip liners, and yeah, they're ultra creamy, transfer resistant. They define the lips, da 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 da. I like that Hourglass is coming out with something different than what they traditionally do. That said, I really love the formula of my Makeup Forever, so I don't really see me trying different lip liners. It's just not something that I'm interested in pursuing right now. I really like my Makeup Forever, and hopefully they'll come out with a shade that is perfect for me so that I never have to look for another lip liner, period. Makeup Forever, though, right now is showcasing that they're coming out with a long wear skin infusing matte powder bronzer. I like the packaging. I like the concept of this, but for me, I just don't think that there is a bronzer that's going to work. Maybe the 40 would work for me, but you know, in the pan, it doesn't look like the undertone is perfect. It also doesn't look like the depth is perfect. So I would have to see this in store. It is also $36, which is, you know, a little bit under half my budget for the month, but it's still something. So I don't know. I like that they say that it gives a natural finish. I definitely do like that. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Tower 28 is also coming out with a Lunar New Year collection, and this is in collaboration with Kung Fu Panda. So they have a bright red blush. They have, let's see, a facial spray, and then they also have a lip jelly. I think that these all make sense for the brand. You know, the brand's probably highest paid or highest purchased products. But is this something that I need? No, I do not. I like the brand. I like the products that I have from the brand. I just don't need any of these products. Gishu is coming out with the scent that they have in their products, but now as a hair and body spray. I think this makes sense. You know, a lot of people, from what I could remember, no, people hated the scent. That's interesting. Maybe they're coming out with a different product or a different scent, not the scent of their actual products. Because now that I think about it, people hated that scent. Regardless, not something I need. I don't like putting a lot of extra things near my hair and my scalp in particular. It just doesn't work for me long term. So I'm going to pass on that. Fenty is coming out with a new concealer, and this one is in association with their hydrating foundation range. So this is their hydrating longwear concealer, 50 shades as always. It's available in their website and retailers on January 12th. I like this. I like the concept of this. I have been through a Fenty concealer, and although it wasn't a favorite, I did get through it. So that tells you something. I do love some of my Fenty products, so I could see me potentially picking this up, but this is not going to be something I try to pick up on sale. I'll just get that that's going to be something that I don't pick up full price. I will definitely pick that up on sale though. It looks like Louis Vuitton is now coming out with a foundation. So this is a Tint Fetiche Le Fluide. It's a foundation, okay? So this is supposed to be an airy comfort, buildable coverage, no transfer, long wear, radiant finish for 24 hours. I'm scared with the radiant finish. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Makeup by Mario has really pushed me off of potentially trying radiant finishes. When we look at the shade range, I don't really see something that I think would be perfect for me. And this brand is not available at a store that I actually go to. I will link it down below. Apparently it's currently available in Europe. So definitely go ahead and run to your European YouTubers that you follow. I don't see me picking this up. I can only imagine the price is easily like $70+ And you know, that's my whole budget. That's my whole budget at that point. So I just don't see it. Some more Sephora favorites sets are for Lunar New Year. Oh, this is interesting. So this one has a mascara, a lipstick, a sponge, a mini lipstick, a full size of the NARS liquid blushes, a all-nighter setting spray, a lip liner, and a small version of Laura Mercier. Easy pass on that for the sheer fact that they have a full size of that NARS lip liquid blush. And then we have a Sephora favorite set for the Year of the Dragon, and this looks more skincare based. I think that's a lot more smart for the brand, but once again, I just don't need it, so easy pass. Rare Beauty is coming out with a lip liner and gloss duo, and this is in the shade Patient, and this is a soft rose brown. I like the concept of it. I would like to see it in store to see what it would look like on my skin tone. I'm trying to be very particular about my lip products, and the fact that they said that this has a rose in it, I know it's not going to be a favorite, so I think I might pass on that. So Estee Lauder is coming out with a Bronze Goddess Flora Verde collection. This is typical for them. This is a collection that they come out with every summer, spring season. Nothing that I need. It's quite boring in my opinion, so it's going to be an easy pass. It looks like another brand is celebrating Chinese or Lunar New Year, and this time it is Essence, and they have quite the collection here. I actually don't mind the 9-pan. I actually kind of like it. I wish the red was a little bit more authentically red, but I like all of the other colors in that particular palette. The lip products aren't for me. I don't wear red. So yeah, I like the 9-pan. Who am I kidding? If I see this in Ulta, because I actually really do need to go to an Ulta, and that's more likely for me to do, I could actually see me picking this up. But yeah, otherwise, easy pass on everything else. Then we see that Colourpop is coming with a collaboration with Twilight. That'll be really interesting to see what comes of that. I would love to hear down below if you were team Edward or Jacob, and then also, like, did you watch it in high school, or were you older when Twilight came out, or even younger? I would love to hear down below, or if you didn't ever see it. That's also a completely understandable option. A brand that I actually might see myself picking up a foundation is About Face. I like a lot of their products. They are coming out with a skin-focused foundation, and I think that I would be in the deep range, maybe medium deep range. I'm not really sure on it, but this is available on the 9th, so literally tomorrow, the day that I'm showcasing this video, or hopefully going to get this video up, but it will be available at Ulta on the 19th and in store on the 21st. So I think, I don't know. Let me know down below, because I'm truly interested in this particularly, and unfortunately we don't have a price on this post. So I would love to know the price, and then that will kind of garner whether I pick it up or not. But yeah. There are a couple of duplicate posts that I saved, so that's all she wrote. There was a lot that I talked about today. Let me finish up my makeup, because I kind of stopped doing my makeup halfway through to get through all of those posts. So I am now done. I just went off camera and did my lashes. I also put a different color in my lower lash line, waterline, which is the Camel shade from Natasha Denona. I also threw on a lip gloss. Like I said, everything and anything will be listed down below that's on my face today. Really quickly, like I said, I don't think that there's a lot that I'm really interested in. It's probably my current mindset, and my current interests have just shifted a little bit from like buying and trying everything to using what I already have, to my new love and interest of buying plants. You know, I can only buy but so much at so many given times. So that might also be playing a part in it. But I also did really quickly want to tell you guys how I felt about this What's Up Beauty palette. I actually really like it so far. I only used 4 shades, so not the whole palette obviously, but I will continue to show this on my channel and just like test it out behind the scenes, of course, and then I'll give you guys a review or roundup probably in the same time that I do my next palette roundup. I do have quite a few palettes that I already know my opinions on, but there are quite a few that I'm currently testing out still behind the scenes as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this very, very, very long first video back for 2021, talking about all the new makeup releases, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.